welcome to the new Nana Quiz Show. Today's quiz, I'm going to ask you questions to see if you are more sensual than Nana. What you think?
You don't have to be famous and rule all the world on the sunny sweet side of life. You don't have to make millions to be a member of the sunny sweet side of life.
It's simple. I'm going to ask you 25 questions, then you answer them and I'll tell you if you get a point or not. Just keep scoring your points, little hashtags, use your fingers, any of your body parts, whatever you want to do to keep track, and then I'll tell you if you are more sensual than me. Question number 1. Sometimes I like to sleep in the nude. If you do, give yourself a point. Question number 2. I usually notice how the fabric of my clothing feels against my body. If your answer is yes, give yourself a point. Question number 3. I would enjoy taking a sauna. If your answer is yes, give yourself a point. Number 4. I enjoy the feeling when a cat rubs up against me. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 5. Flowers are pretty much alike. When you've seen one, you've seen them all. If that's not you, and you like flowers, give yourself a point. Number 6. When dancing, I love to hold my partner close to me. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 7, I enjoy petting animals. If that's you, give yourself a point. Oh, you good boy. Number 8, I like to taste exotic and unusual food. What the hell is that? I think it has legs. If you said yes, give yourself a point. Number 9, I prefer dancing to that fun, upbeat, snappy music instead of that slow, romantic crap. If you don't, and you like the slow, romantic crap, give yourself a point. Number 10, when looking at a painting, I like to look at it and discover its essence and its deeper meaning. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 11, I like it when friends get real close when they talk to me. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 12, my sense of smell is a little bit sharper than most people. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 13, people were put on the earth to have fun. If that's not you, give yourself a point. If that's you, you get no points, because that's what you get for having fun. Number 14, when I read a good story, I get deep feelings about it. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 15, when planning a meal, I can almost taste the food when I'm thinking about it. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 16, I don't really wear perfume or cologne. If that's not you, and you do wear perfume and cologne, give yourself a point. Number 17, I like to feel a soft breeze against my skin. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 18, I love a long bath or shower, especially when I'm not alone. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 19, when I'm alone, I like to wear as little as possible. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 20, many foods taste the same to me. If that's not you, give yourself a point. Number 21, I like the smell of incense and candles. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 22, I like curvy, flowy lines instead of sharp, straight lines and sharp angles. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 23, I get excited by the sound of a big orchestra. If that's you, give yourself a point. Number 24, too much pleasure is wrong. If you believe that, you don't get no points. If you don't believe that, give yourself a point. Number 25, I think skinny dipping would be enjoyable if nobody was watching. If that's you, give yourself a point. And that's all 25 points. Well, that's it. 25 questions. Add up your points, and here we go. If you are a man with 11 points or less, or a lady with 15 points or less, because women need a little more sensuality, men are a little more get to it, if you know what I mean. If you're a man with 11 or less, or a lady with 15 or less, you are the get her done type. Sensuality just isn't that important, and no, you are not more sensual than Nana. If you are a man with 11 to 13 points or a woman with 15 to 17 points, well, you're just a little fiddling goes a long way type. And no, you are not more sensual than Nana. If you're a man with 13 to 15 points or a lady with 18 to 19 points, well, you are just about an average sensuality. And yes, you are just about as sensual as Nana. You're just like your neighbors, but you're not gonna hit up on your neighbors. Just about like Nana. If you are a man with 16 to 19 points or a lady with 19 to 22 points, kitty wants some loving type. And yes, you are more sensual than Nana. And finally, if you are a man with 20 and over or a lady with 23 or over, you are sensual beasts. These people are at risk of rolling around in their backyards in a kiddie pool full of Orbeez while they dip cocktail sauce on their nipples from their firecracker shrimp. Yes, they are more sensual than Nana. And Nana's very proud of you and would like to watch. Well, that's it from Nana Knows and my first quiz show. And if you liked it, let me know in the comments and let me know if you were more sensual than Nana. Join me again and I'll have another quiz for you and more videos. So make sure you subscribe or like me in the bottom.
You don't have to be famous and rule all the world on the sunny, sweet side